Eyes down for the tractor is being drained down of all its water. It looks like it's about coming to the end. I've been out this morning and cut the grass. I've also been out this morning and sold the car. Yep, that's the lot. That's the lot of that. On the internet, of course. I've yet to get a phone call to say they're coming for it. I've given up trying to get the petrol out of it. It's frustrating, but there you are. I've also cut the grass. I've also cut the grass both sides. I missed that bit by the tree, look. And trimmed as well. Doesn't that look bonny? Or at least better and less scruffy. There you go. Right, and now it's tractor time. It's Fordson Major water pump time. So the first thing to do is take off the bonnet, take off the nose cone, take off the radiator, and then take off the water pump. So I'm going to get stuck into that, and I'll show you little snippets of it as we go. So first things to do is exhaust off, air cleaner top off, bonnet off, nose cone off. So off we go. What I've decided to do with this nose cone is I'm going to take it off and I'm going to make some pieces to fit. Right, once I've made a piece to fit either side, or several pieces, I might make that piece separately. Right, I'm going to then send it off to be sandblasted along with the bonnet. Right, and when they come back, because he usually does them in very short order, when they come back sandblasted, I shall then weld the new pieces in, like I've already welded that piece in there. That one still hasn't been ground up, but it wants doing. And then I'm repairing with new metal on top of clean metal rather than on top of rusty metal that I can't get in to clean out. Right, exhaust off, air cleaner top off, bonnet off. Let's go. I'll bring you back in a minute. And there we are, folk. 1:30. Got the cowl off. There's the cowl in its rustiness. Quite complex. You can see why they're 250 quid for a replacement, but I can repair that. I can use the original one. That can be repaired, and I'll get it sandblasted as well. So next thing. All the water's out. The bottom hose I had to, it was one of those wire, expanding wire clips on it, and I couldn't get the screw off, so I just put the angle grinder through it. Luckily I've cut the clip but not damaged the hose, so that can go back on. So the next thing to do is to take the radiator off. Get the radiator off and then get the water pump off. So, in we go. So I'll bring you back when that's off. Bye now. Here we are with a further thrilling instalment of Fordson Major. Right, we've got the dynamo off, we've got the radiator off, fan off, right, and I'm just into unbolting the water pump itself, and I'm in a little bit of a quandary here because I've removed the fan and the pulley appears to be still on the water pump, so perhaps it is time to get out my water pump, come out, see if it's the right one. Well, it looks like the right one. It looks like the right one, but how the hell do you get the pulley off? I'm baffled. Does that fit there? I put it on the right way around. Yes, it does. It fits there perfectly. But how the hell do you get the pulley off? This seems to make little sense. It seems to make little sense at all. Anyway, I'm going to get this off, and now I'm going to pack this in and go up to Keith's and up to the field, and we're going to do some commando gardening. So I might leave those to soak and go do that. It's actually, they've all come loose anyway, so apart from that one which is hasn't come loose because I can't actually get anything into it, but I'm going to give it a go, and if it comes loose I shall leave it here. We'll call it a day for this end, and then we'll go to Keith's and do some more gardening. Right, catch you in a bit. Bye now. Here we are, folks. It's 5:15. The tractor's been behaving itself. It's been working properly, and we've been strimming again. We just did 3/4 of an hour. We've filled the strimmers up, put new wire in, cleaned everything up, sharpened all the blades, and by the time we'd done that it was 4 o'clock and we've just done 3/4 of an hour. My poor old Mondeo is being collected on Thursday for the princely sum of £237, which I suppose is better than a kick in the teeth, as I've said before. So Keith's been down here with the grass cutter. He's mowed that bit. He's been down here with the grass cutter and got it stuck, but got it out again. And what we've done, he said, tripping over a stem, what we've done is this bit here. You can see where the brown changes to green. That's today's work. We've done round those 2 tree stumps, or what's left of them, round the edge of what was the barn, and up there. And the road actually goes up here. This is the road here. This isn't. This is just another way through, but basically you can almost see the tram lines where everything comes up, but that's the road there. Goes straight up through there to the corner of the shed, so we've got just that bit to do. That's the wall of the old barn, and that's the old barn, that's the back wall of the old barn up there, the chalk wall. And so we're almost through to the shed. And under there's 2 huge piles of bricks. So when we've got it all down reasonably, we shall drive the tractor and grass cutter over it and mulch it all. And with any luck, it's going to be all clear very soon. Right, here we go. Is that Yorkshire roses over there? Is that Yorkshire roses? I do believe it is. Can you see them over there? Some Yorkshire roses, lovely. Right, that's it for today, folks. I'll see you all tomorrow when we'll do some more tractor and some more strimming. Bye now. Good morning, people. It's Tuesday and we're well in there, and we've come across our first problem. We can't get that into that bolt to get it out, because this is an unusual type of bent pulley. Right, but we can't get in to get it out because most Fordson Majors have a pulley that, like all water pumps really, that fits over the front. Right, fits on there, so you take the bolts out for the fan comes off, the pulley comes off, but not on this one. This, as far as I can fathom, is a pulley which was fitted to tractors with power steering, although this tractor hasn't got power steering now, because they had another pulley on here. They had another pulley on here, as I was saying, that drove the power steering. So, in order to get this type off, you've got to pull the flange off the water pump shaft, which is an extractor in there, which is what I'm going to try next. It's a great picture. There isn't a great deal wrong with this pump, apart from the fact that it leaks. The bearings feel good. I mean, I don't like that pulley because that would vibrate. Well, it would cause oscillations, and it would badly load the bearings. But it does seem, the bearing seems very smooth, but the seal does leak, so it's got to come off one way or the other. So I'm now going to put an extractor on the front and see if I can pull the flange off. So there you go. Just my luck, eh? Right, I'll bring you back if I get it off. Bye now. Success, folks, of a fashion. I've had extractors on this. I mean, the actual Fordson Major part extractor is a really big butch thing. I'm not beyond making one, but it's huge. And I've had this hot, and I mean hot. And I eventually managed to get that bolt out by getting a 3/8 socket into there and putting a pair of mole grips on it and turning it, and it came loose. None of the bolts were massively tight. So I can now go ahead and fit the new water pump. So there you go. I have also found out that this has got the number on this is S158506, and apparently S indicates a factory reconditioned engine. So there you go, probably why it runs so well. So I'm now going to carry on for a little while and then go up to Keith's and do some more commando gardening. So there you go. Right, I'm going to have a clean up here and crack on a bit. Okay, bye now. Yes folks, we go from Fordson Majors to washing the kennel tap. It's a varied life, isn't it? Bye now. There we are folks, one rebuilt kennel tap. Nice piece of wood on the wall, screwed the tap to it with 3 screws, re-washed it and recut the seat. Job done. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Right, another little job. Now it might be time for a cup of tea and then some commando gardening. Bye now. I hope you can hear me. Now you may have heard people say, it's been on the news several times recently, that we've lost something like 75 or 80% of our wildflower meadows. As though if you leave a field alone, it turns into a wildflower meadow. Well, it doesn't. If you leave a field alone, this is what it turns into. Right? It turns into a sea of nettles and thistles and those things, which we call umlets. Well, they're probably called hemlock or something, wild hemlock or cow parsley. But this is what happens if you leave a field alone, if you don't cut it. This is what it becomes. So don't take any notice of these so-called ecologists who think that grassland like that is natural. It's not natural at all, right? It's the result of intensive grazing. And all those wild flowers that appear in meadows are also the result of intensive grazing, because the animals eat the flowers with the seeds on them and deposit them back on the land in a ready-made package of fertiliser, and they come up every year. So the only thing that keeps the countryside tidy is agriculture. See you later people, bye now. I'm going to do some more strimming. Bye now. And there we are. We've made it through. Now this, you see this lower piece where the tin sheet gate is laid down? That's actually the roadway. The roadway came up as far as here. And what we used to do is turn up here and go under there to get into the field. Now that's about the lowest area. As you can see here, it's a lot higher. So there you go. That's another huge amount shifted. What we're going to do now is cut round either side of this pile of wood and see if we can find our old fire area, which is an area we must keep off with tractors, because there'll be nails, and nails and tractors do not go together. Right, off we go. That's it folks, we've decided. What have you found? Oh, tiles. Roof tiles. Ridge tiles. Ridge tiles. Oh, right, okay. Right, ridge tiles. We've got tiles, we've got ridge tiles, we've got all sorts. We've got bricks, and we've got plenty of foliage. So if you look over here, there's our pile of wood. We've got right round that bit. It's taken about 10 minutes, literally. But it's very dense. This foliage is very dense. Where there's brambles, it tends to grow up in a big arch and there's nothing underneath it, and so it just falls down and disappears. But this is very dense, as you can see, so we're going to have to rake some of this up and bonnet. But we're almost through the nettles, and if you look up there, there's just nothing but grass. So that's it for today, folks. It's cup of tea time. It's 4 something or other. It's just after 4 o'clock. We're going for a cup of tea and call it a day. So I'll see you all tomorrow for Wednesday's saga. Bye now. Good morning, people. It's Wednesday. I've managed to find a reasonably priced pulley on the internet. I say reasonably priced, it's 25 quid, so it's not cheap, but there you are. So the next thing I've come across is the fact that the bolts that fitted the old pump on are no longer long enough. So I'm just in the throes of making some longer ones. Luckily they're Whitworth, right? So I'm making 4 longer Whitworth bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I can fit the fuel pump. Fit the water pump. Have we advanced anything on these? I've cleaned these threads out with a tap and they're fine. As you can see by the floor, I've done quite a bit of cleaning up on it. But what I'm going to do is, when my car's gone, God rest it, when my car's gone, I'm going to move the topper inside, and I'm going to back the tractor out, get the tractor going, back it out, and see if I can get this big hot power wash going. Should be able to get it going because I've rebuilt it all, but I didn't test it because I didn't have a socket to plug it into, but I have now. There. Right, so I'm going to get that out and I'm going to power wash it down because it badly needs it. Because I can... While I've got it stripped down like this, I can paint the chassis. That chassis and the engine, of course. Get that done. And then we shall see. But at the moment, it's... What time is it? It's... My watch won't work. It's 1:47. So I'm going up to Keith's for a cup of tea. And yet more... fantastic commando gardening into the mat moss. Go and plough our way in there and see bits of the field that we haven't seen for years. My research so far is showing up as a June 1955 tractor with a Ford service replacement engine fitted to it from 1959 or 1960. But I can't really be sure, and Fordson numbers are a bit of a nightmare apparently. One website did say there is a lot of controversy over Fordson numbers, but it's certainly a replacement engine. So there you go. But it's a June 1955 tractor, which you can tell from casting numbers. Apparently the castings were made and the casting number was changed on a daily basis, and it had a year letter, a month letter, and a day number. So there you go. So we can say that I think this was June the 5th. This casting was made on June the 5th, 1955, which is amazing. It's just a pain in the arse that they couldn't make it a simple system. This is the original engine number, which is also the tractor number. This number and this number on the engine do not coincide, so we know it's a replacement engine. But it's looking like it's a 1959 or 1960 engine. It's got the decompressor lever in the rocker cover, which apparently some of them had a decompressor lever in the cylinder head, but I can't seem to find anything which tells me when they changed over, so we're still in a bit in the dark. But This is just, it's just sort of, it's academic interest really, I'd like to know. But there is also something else behind it. I would also like to get a logbook and a registration number so that I can legally go on the road with it. I don't know. In actual fact, I'm not aware of the legalities of taking a tractor like this on the road. Everything works, all the brakes work and everything. But I'd like a registration number. You see, I've got this PBT229, but last time I was in touch with DVLA about it, which was shortly after I got it, they said, oh, that number isn't registered to anything anymore, and I think we may have sold it. So I'll send you the forms for you to re-register it. So I said, right, that would be great, thank you very much, and the forms just never arrived. So in the meantime, I'm going to try and reapply to get a logbook for it. But there is a tractor website on the internet, a British agricultural vehicle owners club that does help you apply for a new logbook. And from what I've read on the internet, it's apparently very difficult to get the original number, even if you have a number plate attached to the vehicle, unless you've got a paperwork somewhere that proves that that number is for that vehicle. They won't give you the number, they give you another number. So there you go. Right, I shall go up to Keith and we shall get the strimmers going. Bye now. And here we are, chaps. Well, we had a go with the tractor, but unfortunately it's too wet and those little wheels get stuck and spin. So we had to go with this mower as well, but hopeless, just too wet. So we carried on and we did a bit more strimming, and we've made huge inroads. It's beautiful up here, it really is. It's beautiful. I fear that when we are gone it'll be a bloody housing estate, but there you go. That's life. Or death. There's the doggo runs. The good old doggos. So what we did today was we worked our way around the... That's something hippity-hoppity over there, is it a bird? Right, we worked our way around the tree, further up here, and we actually found the edge of the bank which one must not go near with the tractor. As you can see, it's quite steep, and we worked our way into there. We only had an hour or so, right, but we worked our way into there. We found the bank which is just there, and along there we know that there's a pile of rubbish that's been chucked over from one of the houses here. We think it's washing machines or something, or general detritus, which we're going to have to find and remove. But we should be able to, once all this is cleared, we should be able to get a cut along there with the tractor. So that will be next, to find that edge as it goes along there and mark it with some poles so we don't drive the bloody tractor over the edge. Here we've had a clear out up there, we've had a clear out under this tree, and you can now walk under it, and it's lovely. Oh, that elderflower smells gorgeous, it really does. This stuff, it's really nice. There's two sorts. This is the sweet stuff, right, which is almost completely white, right. This is what you make elderflower champagne out of, and you can also make elderberry wine when the berries darken and go red. But the elderflower champagne is that bloody button. I press it every time. Yeah, elderflower champagne. That, a few lemons, soaked in water, right, steeped in water for a week, and then drained off, bottled and corked, and it goes fizzy. You put sugar in the water and it goes fizzy. And I remember my grandmother had a load of bottles in the cellar, and she lost a lot when one blew its cork off and it smashed all the rest, and all the rest went off as well. It was like a bomb waiting to go off. Right folks, that's it for Wednesday. That's it for Wednesday. As you can see down here, it's all clear. All this needs mulching up now with the topper. So I'm thinking now about putting the tractor back together mechanically and getting it going. See how long it takes me, and bringing it up here with the topper and running over all this just to cut all these stems off. But it's going well. There used to be an old barn there, and we're thinking about if we could reinstate it as a tractor shed. Anyway, that's for another day. Right, I'm going to go for my cup of tea now. So I'll catch you all tomorrow for Thursday's fun and games. Bye now.